Wake up.
Wilmington.
All right. Hey, we guys did good on that. That was nice. Right on cue. Right on cue. I like that. All right, guys. How's everybody day? It's Wednesday. And look at this dapper gentleman we have in the middle there.
I like damp better.
Damper? Dapper gentleman.
Change his diaper, Jerry.
Well, I thought it sounded like damp, but I thought it was something else.
Dapper is what I was trying to say.
Damn
Sorry, it's early in the
gentleman,
morning.
Jerry.
The East Clinton basketball star from years past.
Well,
the voice.
No, wait a minute. He says this. Charlie,
Yeah.
did you ever witness this man play basketball?
No,
All
He
right.
was too young.
but I heard about him. He's
heard
a
about
legend, yeah.
Oh, he is a legend.
Especially in them shorts they used to wear back
yes.
in the
Well,
day.
he's got such bony knees. So
I had great looking
like
legs.
sticks.
Plus the voice of the Ohio State club football team. There you go.
For going on his 6th year.
Yeah.
You notice since I started doing them, they've started winning great. Since I've done them, they've went to the championship game every year.
They've done that every year. Even before you did them.
No, they did go to the
Clint
championship series
Becker.
every year before I got there.
Clinton Becker, you open for breakfast the wrong days. I'll tell you what, if he'd been open today, I'd have hit it because I was hungry. I was hangry.
You what?
I was hangry.
What did you say you would do?
I'd hit it. I'd hit the breakfast.
Oh, God.
That's what I'd hit.
Okay.
Don Wells is watching. How you doing, Don?
Hey, Don, we're already going down the rabbit hole.
No. All right, it is 8:04. Kevin Martin, did the hoops still have bottoms back in?
No, they were peach baskets.
Yeah, they
Peach
did. They
baskets.
had bottoms. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the peach baskets. You're right. Weather is looking good today and tomorrow and most of Friday. Maybe a little rain Friday evening. They didn't say, for sure. It's like 30%. Then Saturday's not looking good.
Last time I looked, it was 74% on Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday was like 35% for a while. Then all of a sudden, and Sunday was like 45%. And all of a sudden, Sunday is now 35%, but Saturday is 71 to 74%.
Sunday is looking a little better.
And Friday is now also up to
But it's not
like
till
40
evening.
to 45%.
But that's not till the evening.
right.
Yeah.
That's when
not
my
till-
grandson plays baseball in the evening.
Huh?
And that's when my grandson plays. He's got games Friday evening. That's when it goes up. He's supposed to have games.
Jamestown where?
Bell Fountain.
Bell Fountain?
Oh my gosh.
Home of the first
That's a
concrete
drive.
highway.
Yeah, hour and a
That's
half from here.
drive. Wow.
Hour and a half
And
from
you're
here.
going to go up and
You're
watch?
going to go up and watch them?
Yeah, because they asked me a couple of years ago to come up and do volleyball, and they had me during the a tournament, the end of the season tournament, and they came up after the game was over and asked me if I would come up there and do games in a regular season, and I said at that time I was working at Kohl's in South Lebanon, and I
So you
said
couldn't do it.
that's going to be way too far.
Does HIPAA prevent this, or do you want to reveal why you have a giant patch on the side of your face? You want to let anyone know? Or you
Something
wanna
about
keep it quiet?
fluffing. I don't quite understand.
No, Joe's not a fluffer.
I had some skin cancer they had to cut out.
Okay.
And it was malignant that they said would spread if they didn't get it out, and they got it all out. They told me so.
Is this your
Now-
first bout with it?
Yeah,
Joe's good for another 70 years.
Are you in pain this morning?
A little.
not my to tell you the
Oh, no,
truth.
I am.
My shoulder's hurting me this morning worse than that is this morning.
Is that an old injury?
Yeah, it's an old basketball injury.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Arthritis.
Yeah.
CT Bowen, how you doing, CT? I saw you putting that surprise face on my thing last night. Butthole. Anyhow, we got news. You guys feel free to chime in. I got a little news. Not a lot of news today, but a little news. Got a lot of birthdays today. All right, stocks rose yesterday. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Zuckerberg, Meta, Facebook, Instagram, he is assembling the AI Dream Team. They're going to be right outside his office. They're going to work for him, I guess.
Is Musk involved?
50, I mean, he might be.
Well, Musk has his own AI he's developing.
They're getting 50 of the top AI experts to make a super AI for Meta. I know, Jerry just cringes.
Well, I mean, what's the difference between AI and super AI?
Hell, I don't know. I just know that's what they're doing.
Does it talk for 80 minutes, let alone,
Yeah.
What happened?
All right, what do you guys think let's play a little game here. What do you guys think it's costing to deploy the military to LA?
Oh,
10 million
deploy.
bucks.
How much?
10 million.
10 million, higher. Because they're going to be there 60 days.
Oh, wow.
20 million.
Higher.
40.
There's
42 million.
4,000 National Guard, 700 Marines.
So it's over 100 million.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. $134 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're going to bill it to California.
We should.
We should build it to California. I tell you, and you guys, I'm going to tell you what. I could stop this problem in a heartbeat. Here's how you do it. Now, you tell me if you go along with it.
Just shoot the rioters?
No, you don't even have to do that. Here's what you do.
I'm for that.
Well, wait a minute.
Well, they were already
No.
upset because LAPD used rubber bullets and
No.
they didn't like that.
We got
Yeah.
we have to give them due process. So we get the judge in the desk, put him behind a big glass wall or whatever, bulletproof wall, and the ICE brings up the stuff, or the police brings up the evidence, against that person, and then if it's obvious, this is this guy and he's doing this. Just send him right over here to the right to the guillotine.
Chop off
And
of his
just
head.
chop off. Hey, you do that one time.
Well, probably no more than 3 or 4.
Yeah, you do that one time, maybe 3 or 4. You think they're going to stop?
I just like to
You
see
think they're
They're
going to
gonna
stop?
think- if they're not, they're going to think about it.
I just like
They're
to
going to
see
be real
them
stupid.
Arrest a few people like Gavin Newsom, like Bass. Arrest some of these high-profile people that are flapping their jaws.
But he wants that because he wants to use the Trump playbook of
Yeah.
going in and.
Well, that's like,
Newsom is dead as a national candidate. There's no way.
I would think so.
There's no
They
way
said
he
that
has
yesterday.
any- and same thing with Bass. She could never go for any higher office other than in California. But I don't even. Seriously, they keep talking about. Soros is trying to flip Texas and make it blue, which will never happen. But they're talking now like it's very possible that California could go red simply because there's just so much.
Well, a lot of California
That would be
is
wild.
red.
Yeah.
That's what they've said before.
But it's not the populated.
Yeah,
areas.
the biggest large area of California is red, except just the small areas where the big population.
yeah, the cities. Cities is what,
Well, Orange
Right.
County, which is between San Diego and Los Angeles, is very conservative. Other than that, everything in Southern California is fairly liberal. But once you get above, up towards wine country, it's all very conservative again.
the one I liked is, you haven't seen or heard anything out of Maxine Waters.
Oh yeah, she's been out there.
Oh,
Well, yeah, but I mean, until this comes up, and here she is out there yelling at the ICE agent, so I'm thinking, ooh, is this a photo op?
Well, then she's also going.
Let's make her first.
Nothing happened here. You do not see any of these cars burning. Do not believe the man behind the curtain. No, do not believe the man behind the curtain. I am the great and wonderful Oz. Believe me.
They're just out burning cars to toast some
But I
marshmallows.
saw that too. Yeah, she says, "Oh, they're not burning cars. They're not doing any of this." And it's right there on
Yeah.
TV.
And
Everybody
don't
sees
believe
her.
them. She's the one would know this. Don't believe the media. The media can lie to you.
Oh, it's scary.
And then that makes me think, if I'm a voter in that area and I see it, and then I hear her saying that, I'm thinking like, can I ever believe this person ever again?
Nope.
Well, the thing that gets me is these people thought the country they were in was so bad that they had to leave, take a chance going into another country illegally. They want to live here illegally. But then the minute somebody says something about that,
They wave their
they
own
want to
flag.
start waving the flag from the country they thought was so damn bad they had to leave.
Yeah.
And they want to burn the flag at the country they came to, thought was going to be so great.
What does that remind you of? When I lived in Arizona,
Stupidity is what it
when I
reminded me
lived
of.
in Arizona, we had all these people that were selling their houses and getting the heck out of California because of high taxes, because of crime, because of all that, and they were moving to Arizona, and they were moving to Colorado, and they were moving to Wyoming because they couldn't live in California any longer. And so what did they do? They moved to Arizona and Colorado and Wyoming and started voting Democrat again and instituting the crazy shit that they left when they left California. And they wonder, you know, they're like locusts. They just keep spreading. We need to not allow them to move from one state to another. Lock them down.
That's why I said put a nice, big, beautiful wall around those blue parts of California. Just leave
You
them
know
in
what?
there.
To me, you go into that and you gather them all up. Okay? Are you a citizen? Okay? Now, you're causing trouble. You're going to be arrested. You go over here. Are you a citizen? No. All right. You're on the bus. Your ass is going back.
Yeah.
Right there. Right there.
Put 'em on the
No
plane,
due
right?
process. You don't need it because they're illegal. I don't buy that stuff, but they've got due
They
process.
don't have due process.
And then-
the Constitution does not give
Right.
anyone that
Someone was
is
showing on
breaking
Facebook
the
last
law.
night videos of Obama, all the Democratic presidents
Talking about immigration.
talking about, we can't let these illegal people coming in here. You know, Obama's like very, let me tell you plainly, if you come into this country illegally,
Right.
you will be sent out. And then they said he sent out 540 million people.
He did.
actually-
He deported 500, and then
far more than Trump is.
and then all the other presidents Democratic presidents have done the same thing
Right.
until
Except
Trump's
Biden.
over. Now,
Except
yeah, except Biden. And then now that Trump's in, it's like, oh my God. Well, because by the time Biden got in, I think the Democrats said, hey, wait a minute. If we let them in, and they know we let them in, and we're being nice to them, then they'll vote for us.
So a lot of people don't realize that we get the number of representatives apportioned according to the population from the census. And the point is, they also allow them to count the illegals as part of the population.
House
Right.
of Representatives, yes.
So if you get, 14 million additional, illegals in the state of California, you're getting that many more representatives for the state of California, which makes it even crazier.
Right.
That's why they're winning no matter what. They're winning even if they don't have them voting. They're winning just from apportionment.
Right.
You were talking about that. One of you guys or both was talking about that $1,000 for each child.
Yeah.
I wonder if that counts if the parents are illegals.
No.
Well,
I don't know.
under the law, that baby would be legal.
But they're offering $1,000, and if you get on the plane and go home,
Yeah.
so $1,000 a person. You put a family of 6 on a plane. That's $6,000. That family gets to go back to Guatemala.
$1,000. I wonder if I can pretend to be an illegal and get $1,000, and then I can get back in because I'm a citizen.
What
We'll
is
just
this?
try it again.
Buenos dias, señorita.
You need to practice the
stop?
Mexican word of the
Yeah.
day. Yeah, there you go. Well, it's 8:15, so we'll take a break. We'll come back. We still got more news.
All right.
Roller Haven
Yeah, I
is
try to
located
stay
at
away from this kind of
1640
news 'cause they-
U.S. Highway 22 Northwest, Washington Courthouse, Ohio. The perfect place for a day out with the family, birthday parties, and even an organization event or fundraiser. Check out our website, rollerhavenwch.com. Or give us a call at 740-335-6481 and we can help plan your event. We look forward to seeing you there.
Dough nuts. Getting a makeover and a name change.
It's every baker's nightmare. Buckling to the snowflake social media pressure, America's tasty glazed treats will now be known as doughy, emotionally compromised yeast rings.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Why wait for real news when you can get all the made-up news you need?
Along with the facts about Ohio's hometown theater, the Murphy.
On the Murphy Report. Find us on the Murphy Theater website and our own YouTube channel with a brand new report every Monday morning.
I have tried so hard to cut back on my daily doughy, emotionally compromised yeast rings intake.
Really, Steve? No one has noticed. And I mean no one.
The Murphy Report. Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us.
Are animals using your house as their new home? Spring is around the corner, and so is birthing season for wildlife. Give us a call today if you are hearing noises in your attic or under your house. Here at Diamondback Wildlife Extraction, we can take care of your wildlife removal needs and repairs. Nuisance wildlife can be very destructive to your house, such as chewing on or through electrical wiring and much more. Call us today to book an appointment for inspection at 937-302-6372. We strike back.
City Council surprisingly votes 4-3, banning citizens from dressing up their puppies.
mere days before the local kennel club's National Puppy Jamboree.
It's a canine conundrum.
And City Hall has blood on its paws.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Feel-good stories we make up just for you every Monday morning, plus the latest on what's coming to the Murphy Theater in Wilmington, Ohio on The Murphy Report.
Your mistrusted name in made-up news.
The Murphy Report. Find us on the Murphy Theater website and our YouTube channel.
I don't know if you're aware of this, Amanda, but I dress up both of my dogs, Claire and Wally.
Let me guess. Bonnie and Clyde.
Nope.
Abbott and Costello.
Nope.
Mickey and Minnie.
Close. William Gibbs McAdoo and the first of his 3 wives, Sarah Hazelhurst Fleming.
Of course, the Treasury Secretary under Woodrow Wilson.
And his wife. The Murphy Report. Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us. Donuts. Getting a makeover and a name change.
it's every baker's nightmare. Buckling to the snowflake social media pressure, America's tasty glazed treats will now be known as doughy, emotionally compromised yeast rings.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Why wait for real news when you can get all the made-up news you need?
Along with the facts about Ohio's hometown theater, the Murphy.
On the Murphy Report. Find us on the Murphy Theater website and our own YouTube channel with a brand new report every Monday morning.
I have tried so hard to cut back on my daily doughy, emotionally compromised yeast rings intake.
Really, Steve? No one has noticed. And I mean no one.
The Murphy Report. Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us.
Indulge in a variety of mouth-watering dishes, from juicy burgers and fresh salads to stacked sandwiches, delicious pizzas, warm soups, crispy fries, and finger-licking wings. Every bite is crafted with care using hand-grinded and breaded ingredients made right here in-house. Whether you're dining solo or with family or hanging out with friends, we have something to satisfy every craving. That's the Rusty Keg in Washington Courthouse, the best fries in town.
All right.
We are back.
I'm going to turn it on.
Batteries replaced.
Had a little mic problem. Joe Davis killed 2 mics in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Not sure how he-
Talking them down.
Not sure how he did that, but
Yeah.
he did it. All right. Well, we got some more news here. Let's see what else I can get you guys stirred up
Yeah,
about.
get me started. Let's go to
World
Georgia.
Bank predicts weakest trade growth since the 60s. And it's only going to be about 2.5% this decade, actually. Hampton Inn is now like the most popular, they call it bargain hotel. I don't think it's that much of
What
a
is it?
bargain. Hampton Inn.
Hampton Inn?
Yeah.
I think Hampton Inn's sort of a middle of the road.
I do too, but they
Bargain's like they leave the lights
Motel
on.
6,
Yeah,
yeah.
they leave the lights on.
Motel 6,
Super,
yeah.
Super 8, yeah.
The one with the- you guys, you don't remember this because I mentioned this once before. And you looked at me like I can remember going down to Florida, and the motels had vibrating beds.
Oh yeah,
oh, yeah, I
Remember that?
I
You
remember
put a
that.
quarter in the little machine and.
Because I can remember once going on vacation and I was like on the bed, Dad, put a quarter in there for me, Dad. I wanted to vibrate. My
So
dad's
was
like,
it a figment of my
no,
imagination?
son.
No, that's
No.
right. Yeah.
Nah.
That was on my honeymoon.
That's something had to vibrate.
And that was 18. Oh, what was that? Which wife? Honeymoon. Well, you can't say too much, can you? I'm sorry.
China and the U.S. have a preliminary plan for trade talks.
So they arrived at a plan?
Yeah, but they need to get Trump and Xi to sign off on it. So that's what they're going to be doing the next day or so.
Would this have to be something Congress would approve as well?
No, I don't think so. Hampton Inn, because that's just a framework for them to go at it. Hampton Inn, though, getting back to that, how many waffles do you think Hampton Inn made last year?
At least 10.
Love the Drury Hotel. Great free happy hour. No wonder. Food and drink. There you go.
And Jeff, I keep telling Jeff, I was telling him Sunday, I said, Jeff, do you know you're an alcoholic?
Oh,
He said,
jeez.
no, I'm not an alcoholic. he said, well, maybe I am.
Oh, God. How many waffles do you think
Oh,
the
my
Hampton
gosh.
Inns? By the way, they're in 43 countries and they have 350,000 rooms. So how many millions of waffles?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to say millions now.
Yeah, how many millions of waffles? Do you
300
think?
million.
Oh, no, not anywhere near that.
I was going to say,
50 million.
Closer than 300. Less than
14 million.
14 million.
No, wait a minute, it's closer to 300 million than it is 50
No,
million?
no, closer to 50 million.
Okay, all right.
And
Joe says 14 million?
yeah, so it's 30 million.
30
million.
waffles.
I
Do
had,
they count them?
Yep.
I was
Sold-
closer than 50 million.
Yep.
I had one too many zeros, didn't I?
Yeah.
A few.
Sold 90 million room nights, well ahead of Holiday Inn Express, which is in second place. This is interesting. $1.3 billion was spent for all sports books in their first year, but the Cashy app, that's a betting app also, did 1.5 million in 5 months.
Huh.
That's how much they're getting as opposed to the regular sports betting
Did
app.
you see where they were saying that Ohio State's baseball team and other teams may be in jeopardy of being able to continue forward because of the way the new financing is for NIL and all that? So what they're basically saying is that there's not going to be as much money left over to be able to have these sports teams, some of them. And we're talking Ohio State, so it's not any little.
That's crazy.
Leonard Schuller's watching.
Leonard.
There's
yeah,
Kevin.
There
Hi,
was-
Kevin.
There
Leonard,
was
Leonard's Garage.
there was a guy,
Mile
and
High.
I don't know his credentials, but there was a gentleman on the air, and he was talking about the NIL, and he said the first year of the NIL it was perfect because the college players, when the very first year it came out, were going door to door to businesses, trying to, hey, can you sponsor me? And they were making enough money to, pay for their everything they needed to be bought for. They didn't have big money to go on a date and all this stuff, and that's what it was for, And he goes, then all of a sudden, somebody, some lawyers realize, hey, here's a couple loopholes, man. We can get these guys millions and millions of dollars, and then boom, it changed. And he goes, we gotta change that back. But he says originally NIL was just name and likeness. It was like they could go to the local here in Wilmington, could go out to Bush Auto Place, and Bush could say, hey, we'll pay you $500 to say you like our cars or something,
Right.
and or we hire you, and you'll come out here and we'll do a commercial, and you'll be in our commercial, and actual money that you would actually pay somebody.
You
And
realize
all of a sudden
that
became
our girl Abby, Gabby or Abby? Was it Gabby?
Keep guessing.
Oh, the girl who played.
Maddie.
Maddie. I was close.
Maddie.
Yeah, a little short girl plays soccer.
yes.
She's got NIL.
Yeah.
She gets NIL money. Did you
Yeah.
know that?
No.
That's pretty neat, isn't it?
Yeah, she's
Didn't mean to interrupt you, Bill, but I felt like I had to.
that's Joe.
Notice I did stop talking.
After Danny Wood's watching from Florida. Leonard Shores booking up if you need him. I tell you what, I was in there yesterday. He had 11 people book appointments yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, he changed some oil, did a great job.
What did you change it to?
I put back 5W20 in there. Let's see what else have I got. FEMA is going to be phased out. They're going to phase it out after hurricane season.
Oh, I mean,
So going forward, Charlie, should I allow more than 7 minutes in the new schedule for news, weather, and sports?
ask the people in
Yeah.
ask people in North Carolina and Tennessee if it's going to break their heart that FEMA is being phased out. They said FEMA didn't do anything for them anyway.
Right. No, I think that's why their terrible response there. Plus, if you remember, if you had a Trump sign in your yard, you weren't supposed to be. You weren't supposed to go help them anyhow. Remember that?
That's
Yeah.
right. They were
Speaking
actually targeted.
speaking of Trump sign, I don't know if this is true, but one guy yesterday said they were running around in California putting Trump stickers on cars, but it was the cars of the protesters and they were burning up each other's cars.
I like that.
Jeff Schusler, can you get NIL money for Let's Get Personal? That's what LGP stands for all you people in the back row.
We know that.
But anyway, anything is possible.
I thought it was gonna be
Especially if we get
LGBT.
Seal Girl in here, because I would even maybe contribute some money for NIL.
Okay. All right. Here I got one last little thing, and this was in the news feed that I get, and I thought it was kind of interesting. It said that they gave like the most popular Instagram first names, and you had to figure out who it was.
Most
Like,
popular
yeah, like
Instagram.
Justin. The most popular Instagram
Now, you see this.
name is Justin Bieber.
Seal will be.
I
there.
see it. Yep.
Yeah, that's what he. This not this week because it's Happy Father's Day
Right.
for everybody.
Yep.
But the week following, the Seal Girl will come in.
So Justin would be Justin Bieber. So, who do you think has the most Instagram followers with the first name David?
But we're supposed to name the person.
Yeah. What David has the most? It's not Hasselhoff. It's
You're 30 years past David Hasselhoff being.
Is he still growing?
probably. This guy's last name starts with a B.
David B.
You got the most Instagram followers.
It's not
with the
David
name
Bowie.
David. It's not David Bowie, no. No.
David something. It starts with a B?
Yeah.
Now we're playing the game early
I
today.
know.
Yeah, well, it's just for
Charlie's
fun.
always trying to wedge
B.
in the games.
Bend it like,
David B. What?
he used to go by that. No,
Jeff,
it's not
it's not
David
David
Letterman, it's
Letterman.
David B. Bend it like, come on, folks at home. Back there you go, back
It's time for break.
No, it's not. Yeah, it is. We're gonna get these done real quick. Kevin?
Martin.
Kevin Martin.
Yeah.
No, it's not Kevin Martin. What do you think? What Kevin?
Kevin Bacon.
Not Kevin Bacon. But you know there's 3 degrees
Kevin
of
H.
bacon. Kevin H.
Kevin Hasselhoff. Oh,
No.
Not Kevin Harvick.
Kevin who?
Harvick.
No.
Kevin Hart.
Hey, you know, that NASCAR.
Kevin Hart.
Popular guy.
Huh?
Kevin Hart.
Hart.
Kevin Hart. There you
Yeah.
go.
The commercial.
Jennifer L.
Lopez.
Lopez. There you go. I don't even know if I know who this is. Tom H.
Thanks.
Nope. Tom Hanks, you think he'd have more than this guy. You guys are going to have to tell me who he is. I don't even know if I know him. I'll just go tell you because I have no clue.
Okay.
Tom Holland?
No.
Good.
I don't know.
I don't feel bad because you guys don't know him either. All right. Next one, Chris.
Hasselhoff.
Chris.
Chris, well, Collinsworth, he's out of it. He's too damn
You
young.
have to give the
Well,
last
I'm
letter.
trying to.
I will. I'm just trying to give you a chance to do it without the last.
Chris.
Well, how are we going to do it without?
We haven't even hit it with the last letter, so that doesn't. It's not like you're saving anything.
I guess I'm trying to compliment that you maybe could do it. Chris B.
Another one of these crazy.
B.
Chris B.
Chris B.
Beam, Chris Bob.
Oh, we jump right on that.
Chris B.
Now that we got
Oh yeah. Just lets us know it.
But he's clown. Chris B.
Chris B. You know how I am with names. I'm terrible with names.
It's color.
Huh?
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown. There you go. Now this one, I know this guy, and this guy is rightfully deserved so. There's so many followers. Jason S.
Steve.
Yeah.
I started to say Jason Davis. That's my son. You know.
Jason Statham. All right, now we'll take a break. That's all I got.
Oh, thank you, Charlie. I appreciate that.
That's all right. I thought it was just a little thing they put on there. I thought that.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the game is actually over before you storm the court. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
You might want to think twice before putting forth any effort in improving your station in life. Why being all it's cracked up to be turns out not to be all it's cracked up to be.
Just ask the Liberty Bell.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Made up news you didn't know you needed to know, including all the latest real news about what's coming to the Murphy Theater.
Ohio's hometown theater in Wilmington, Ohio.
With the Murphy Report. Find us on the Murphy Theater website and our own YouTube channel with a new news report every Monday morning.
On a somewhat related note, Amanda, in my youth, I was once referred to as all that and a bag of chips.
I imagine nowadays you're referred to as all that and an extra large bag of chips. Fried in lard.
Absolutely. The Murphy Report. Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us.
Let's get
Personal.
personal. Let's get
personal. Personal.
I thought it was Let's Get Physical.
No, that's the song.
That's what I was-
Sundays,
well, they're
5
singing.
days. As soon as we get it all ready to go here.
Charlie borrowed the copyrighted song from
Yes. Yes, I did.
Olivia Newton.
Jerry Bear,
What?
how about all this day in history?
Oh,
Already, wow.
this day in history, June 11th.
I try not to forget it.
Oh, yeah. In 1776, the Continental Congress formed a committee to draft the Declaration of Independence from Britain. In 1880, Jeanette Rankin was born. Jeanette Rankin. She became the first woman elected to U.S. Congress.
Okay.
In 1889, the Washington Business High School opened in Washington, D.C. It was the first school devoted to business in the U.S. So it was strictly a business school, but it was a high school that was devoted to business. In 1895,
There's three here, Jerry.
oh, okay. Charles E. Duryea received the first U.S. patent granted to an American inventor for a gasoline-driven automobile.
I thought you were going to say lawnmower.
No.
We have our gasoline-driven lawnmower that drives around town all the time.
Yeah. In 1919, Sir Barton became the first horse to capture the Triple Crown when he won the Belmont Stakes in New York City.
Sir Barton?
Yeah, Sir Barton.
Sir Barfala.
Yeah. In, wait a minute, I got some years in between here. I jumped too far.
June 11th, 1965, first person to walk into spa.
Into a spa.
Into a spa. Jeffrey Schusler, you would have that lame bit of
Did
information.
the previous ones crawl into the spa?
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, gosh.
In 1947, the U.S. government announced the end of the sugar rationing.
In 1947, when did they start rationing sugar?
During the war, during
That was
43.
I think that was when Rick was born.
What were they using it for?
Huh?
Sugar. What were they using it? Was it being used for something else other than just sweetening your coffee?
They
In other words, you don't know.
They were no, they but they. I know that a lot of the food goods was being sent to troops rather than going out to the population. Yeah, and that was something that was imported to the U.S. So they were rerouting it. In 1973, in 1973, after ruling by the Justice Department of the state of Pennsylvania, women were licensed to box or wrestle. So until
They had to be licensed?
1973, they couldn't get a
Well, do
license.
boxers still have to be licensed?
I would say so.
Why would you Why do you have to be licensed to box?
But you do.
Probably has to have something to do with being the health of
Yeah.
the person. That's the only thing I can think of.
In 1981, the first Major League Baseball players' strike began. How long did it last?
2 days.
It was like a month
or
more.
two.
2 months.
2
2
months.
months. I
Yeah.
can say almost 2
Yeah.
months.
Well, I got the 2 right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like me. I was only off 0 a while ago. Yeah. In 1982, Steven Spielberg's movie. What movie do you think opened?
E.T.
E.T. Yeah.
E.T. found home.
Jerry's trying to work the
E.T.
game
found
into this.
home.
Huh?
We're doing
I like it.
This day in history, and Jerry's trying to gamify it.
There you go.
Who did the voice of E.T.?
I don't know. Who
Very
did it?
famous actress back
Blank?
then. I can't remember.
Who
her
did
name.
it?
Mel Blanc?
No, it was a female actress back in that time
Do
span.
you actually know who it is,
Yeah, I
Jerry?
know, but I can't think of her name.
He knows, but he can't think of it. Okay, all right.
Hit this one here.
We'll be talking about something later, and I'll shout out the name. You know.
There you go. This one gets me. In 1990, the U.S. Supreme Court struck down a law that would prohibit the desecration of the American flag. And that was wrong. That decision of the U.S. Supreme Court
yeah.
was wrong.
Well, they consider it freedom of speech to be able to desecrate the flag. I don't think that it has to be interpreted that way. I think that was just done because they were trying to appease some of these radicals, like the ones we've got out in California right now, who are burning the American flag and waving the Mexican flag.
By the way,
Yeah.
the girl that did
But
it,
did you
her
see what
first
they were
name's
doing?
Deborah.
Just recently, they're starting to pass out
remember her
American
first name's
flags
Deborah.
in
Pat
LA
Welsh.
because they
Deborah
said
Pat
it was
Welsh.
I just
bad
looked it up.
optics.
I just looked it
What
up.
they
It's
were
Pat
doing
Welsh.
to wave the
Not-
Mexican
that
flag and
was
that, so they're
advertised
not
years
waving
ago.
the Mexican flag any longer, and they're actually passing out American flags for them to wave.
Huh.
So we should see American flags being waved now in LA.
Huh.
Pat Welsh is the actress that was E.T.'s voice because of her raspy voice.
And we get that from our expert.
Kevin Martin, there you
Kevin
go.
Martin.
See, I just said, whoa. I said it before you put that up there.
In 19...
I
saw it
said
on
it
here.
before I put it up, before you put it up.
Kevin, he's trying to steal your thunder. Don't let him.
I beat you, Kevin. Sorry. Go ahead.
In 1993, Steven Spielberg's movie Jurassic Park opened. And in
Who's
1998...
the voice of the dinosaur?
Pat Welsh.
Yeah. In 1998, Mitsubishi of America agreed to pay $34 million to end the largest sexual harassment case filed by the U.S. government. The federal lawsuit claimed that hundreds of women in a plant in Normal, Illinois, had endured groping and crude jokes from male workers.
Normal, Illinois?
No,
Normal
it was a
Illinois.
normal thing to do.
Yeah.
That sounds like the first thing I thought, Joe.
I think we can adjust the air conditioning now, Jerry, during the break.
Yeah.
Are you too hot?
I'm starting to get icicles forming on
My nose is running.
That's it.
It's reminding me of going to B-dubs.
Only 70.
I carry a coat. When I go into B-dubs, I carry a jacket in with me.
And you were there yesterday. Yeah. After your trip to the doctor. How long did it take for them to remove half your face?
20 minutes.
20 minutes? It's still fairly long.
The whole thing took about 45 to 50 minutes.
Did they knock you out?
No.
Were you just in the...
Froze it.
They froze it and started digging?
Yep. I'm just sitting here talking to her the whole time she's doing it. She's asking me
Oh, you're
questions.
talking?
She's
I'm hard
asking
to
me
believe.
questions.
I thought you would have been speechless.
Now, I'm sitting there like this, and she's doing this. She's like, "Oh, by the way, did you do this? Have you done?" Just start asking me.
She's probably trying to keep your mind off.
I think that's it. She's talking to me and asking me questions just so I'm not worried about that.
Did you feel anything?
Not
How do you
really.
talk if half your face is numb?
It's like the dentist talking to you when they're working on your damn teeth.
Yeah,
can't say that.
And that's sort of what it reminded me of. You know how you can feel a dentist, doing something in your mouth.
Yeah.
And you can sort of feel like
the pressure.
you can feel the pressure, and that's about all I did. I could feel pressure of doing things, but no pain.
How long you gotta have your
Starting to
bandages?
realize it's cold.
No, I was just looking. It's only 70.
How long you have to have your bandages?
This one's allowed to come off later today, but then I've got to put another one right back.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna have to keep it on, Joe. That's not it coming off.
Well, he said that bandage
it's
comes
not
off
changing your bandage. It's not changing.
for
This is too early in the morning for Joe Davis.
yeah, I don't know, about a month.
A month?
Jeez.
I think we need one for.
Oh. Notice I didn't say that.
No.
All right. It is close enough time for a break. So we're going to go ahead and take a break and we'll be back. Yeah, well, it's 8:44.
All right, Jerry Bear. Adjust the temperature.
That way Jerry can turn the
Who
heat up.
says living with labels is a bad thing? Especially bright, easy to read labels with a large font.
When one man's drinking fountain is another man's bidet.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
All the pretend news to fill your day.
Trust your most unreliable source.
The Murphy Report. Made up stories almost like these and real stories on what's coming to the Murphy.
Ohio's hometown theater in downtown Wilmington.
Every Monday morning on the Murphy Theater website and our YouTube channel.
You know, Amanda, I label just about everything in my house, even my clothes, even my shoes. One shoe I have labeled R, and the other shoe I have labeled NR.
NR?
Not right.
You're not right.
The Murphy Report. Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us. They said it could never happen. They hoped it would never happen, but now the most unpopular vegetable in the soup family is getting her own talk show.
that's right, coming this fall on the Food Channel, it's The Okra Show.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Celebrity gossip and other stories that matter the most, plus what's coming to the Murphy Theater on the weekly edition of The Murphy Report.
It's what we dish up for you. When you hunger and thirst for real journalism, look elsewhere.
But you can find us at themurphytheater.org or the Murphy Theater YouTube channel with a new news report every Monday morning.
You know, Amanda, I used to have my own morning talk show.
Oh, why'd you give it up?
Well, there was a little dispute at the time of my contract renewal.
Oh, what was the disagreement?
Well, I wanted to renew, and they didn't.
What'd they replace you with?
A half-hour infomercial on nail clippers.
When you have to know before anybody else, count on your one source for useless, made-up news, The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us.
We're back, and you guys were talking about ET and talking about Jurassic Park. So I got a question, real quick question. What's your favorite dinosaur?
Barney.
Barney, no. My most unfavorite dinosaur is Barney. The one Fred Flintstone wrote at the beginning of
Dino.
the show.
Dino
Dino
the dinosaur.
Wasn't Dino also the mascot for that
Gas station, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
What was the name
Dino.
of
Sinclair.
Sinclair.
Sinclair,
Yeah.
that's right.
Sinclair.
Now, that is a good question, Charlie.
But there you go. You're welcome. All right. What's your favorite dinosaur, there, Rick? You haven't answered it.
Rick,
I don't have one.
Didn't you have a pet
didn't
one?
you have a pet one when you were younger?
These are bad, right? Jerry, you put these in here.
No, I didn't put those in there. No, I didn't.
So these are charged.
Huh? I don't know. Where'd you get that at?
They're over here.
No, I left it empty because I put the ones I took out in the plastic
Why is
container.
this reminding me of that? Remember that movie, Grumpy Old Man? Remember that?
He always said, maybe I put those in there.
I must have put those in there.
Oh my gosh, Rick. His first to go is the memory.
Did you remember to turn the mics on?
No, that's not the first to go, Joe.
That's right.
Yeah. I just can't remember what the first.
Ask Charlie what the first to go is.
I tell you what, I'd have to
I can tell you what the first to go is.
I'd have to go with the Triceratops. I like that.
Oh, okay. You're talking about what
Is that
type?
the one with the
The
horns?
three horns, yeah.
Yeah, and doesn't it have a pointed tail or something that it flies?
No, it doesn't fly.
What's the
If
one?
I-
Sagia.
Darius?
Yeah.
Sagittarius?
There was had the
Sasquatch?
things on the back, the plates on the
Oh,
on its back.
Stegosaurus?
Stegosaurus. That was when I was a kid. That was my favorite
Stegosaurus.
because the dinosaurs were big back then. You had these plastic dinosaurs,
yeah.
Oh,
and
Models. You had
and,
models. too.
and I can remember playing with and that was for some reason that was my favorite dinosaur. I don't know if it's the name that I liked or the shape of the dinosaur, but
Plesiosaur, Vicky Henner says.
Which
Plesiosaur.
one was
bless you.
that?
That's you. You're Plesiosaurus.
I'm not sure.
Most dinosaurs were plant eaters. They weren't meat eaters.
Right.
There were very few.
Except the
meat
T-Rex.
The T-Rex was a
The
medium.
T-Rex and the little velociraptors.
Yeah.
Those are really the little ones that move so fast and all that.
Them babies is bad.
Yeah, they rip you to shreds.
They're not like the real nice brachiosauruses, the big tall ones that eat out of the top
Yeah.
of the trees.
Brontosaurus.
Brontosaurus.
Isn't the brontosaurus really what the Flintstones had?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's what they ate for dinner. Brontosaurus burger.
There he goes. Brontosaurus in King Kong.
Okay.
Was there a Brontosaurus in King Kong?
Yeah.
Well, they've had so many King Kong movies. Maybe not the original one, but
That's
when
what
King
the
Kong
Loch
started
Ness
going over
Monster
to
is supposed to be a brontosaurus
Yeah.
or a plesiosaur, whatever. Paleosaur.
Okay, here's one since we have Joe on here with the sports today.
oh god, I don't-
What's an Olympic sport that doesn't exist but should?
Pickleball.
Rick says, I knew Rick was going to say pickleball. What
I
you
guess
got?
say, how can it be an Olympic sport if it doesn't exist?
No, it doesn't exist as an Olympic sport.
You didn't say that. What's an Olympic
Well,
sport?
once again,
Marbles.
I'm assuming my
Because-
listeners are intelligent enough to figure
but
that
his
out.
first thing was,
I
what's
forgot
an Olympic sport?
who I was
Boom,
dealing with.
That was the statement. What's an Olympic sport?
that doesn't
What the
exist.
heck is this?
Micro.
I don't know, but I ain't touching it.
That sounds like something that Joe just had removed from the side of his face.
Ontuonesis. There you go.
Oh,
There you go.
Look at Dean Thompson throwing shade.
We got three stooges today. That's right, Dean. You might as well come up and join us.
No, please, no.
So what's an Olympic sport? Rick says pickleball. That's not an Olympic sport yet that we should have.
And it's not marbles.
Football?
Well, they have. You're talking American football.
Yeah. No, I'm talking American.
Well,
American.
do they play?
They have rugby,
cricket?
don't they?
Rugby, whatever.
I think they have
What's the
rugby.
difference
as
between
well?
rugby and cricket?
Rugby's like football.
Cricket's like baseball.
Yeah.
Oh, because they use a
Paddle.
The
bat.
paddle, and they got those
Yeah. Well, they
post.
do, but don't they play rugby or cricket? One of the two, don't they play one of them already in the Olympics? Maybe not.
He said football. I mean, that's the thing. What do you think, Jerry?
I mean, they don't have it in the Olympics. I'm looking for a sport that's not in the Olympics.
Horseshoes. I don't
Tiddlywinks.
I don't know if they have horseshoes in the Olympics or
They've
not.
had Olympic sports that they have canceled. And
Right.
they've
Yeah.
changed.
Softball back? Softball was, and then they took it away. Is it back now?
Like this one, yeah.
Aren't they getting ready to put baseball in or something? Or
Mud wrestling. Here we go.
Yeah.
What's your favorite mud wrestling scene from a movie?
I have.
I prefer Jello wrestling.
One hits me right away. Stripes. John Candy.
I was going to say, the only thing I remember in mud wrestling in any movie was
John Candy.
John
and
Candy.
Stripes.
And
Oh.
he did not want to play that part. And so they said he got very angry that he had to play that part.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I just
You mean that he had to do that scene?
that scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he didn't want to mud wrestle.
He didn't want to get the crap beat out of him. That's probably why. Because I remember that didn't look like you were taking it too easy on him in that scene, if you remember.
I can just barely remember seeing.
Didn't he have like a stand-in that would come in and?
I'm surprised they didn't,
I just have some of these lovely questions when we don't have guests. All right, your choice of pizza, square or round? Squares are, like a square. Square pizzas or triangles or round pizza. I mean,
Here's my philosophy on that a little bit, because I used to have youth groups and we'd have to buy pizza, and I said, when you buy the big pie type pizza, kids would take 3 bites, and then you'd have half a piece, this much pizza, that's getting thrown away.
right.
But when you got the square pizza, they usually eat it all, or there'd be a little tiny piece not eaten, and that was my philosophy on that. And again, if you're eating it, you can also just pick out 2 or 3 small squares, and that might equal 1 slice of pizza.
Yeah.
And so you can.
I think I like the square cut better.
I like squares. You square? So
We're
what about you?
squares.
Squares or triangles?
You're asking a bunch of squares the
Square
question.
or
So.
triangle.
Pizza.
Oh, I like it square. I think that smaller.
He first goes, yeah, I like it.
I like when I eat pizza. If I have, it's like when we have the pizza on Thursday, Charlie.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting hungry. I always like the edges of the
Why doesn't
pizza
he
because
have
they're
one of these
crispy.
over there so when
So
he's talking,
I like
people can hear him?
Eat the edges, not the center of the pizza.
He don't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take one back.
So Vinyl Coffee starts roasting coffee today.
Can people hear you when you're talking?
Yes.
Why?
Why?
He's got a big mouth.
I mean, you don't have a microphone over there. Where are they hearing you from?
He's projecting.
I am good at enunciating.
And it's how his voice projects.
Yes, I am a projector.
Yeah, you're a projector, as
Oh,
are.
here's a great question. Rick will like this one.
Yeah.
What is the most embarrassing song on your phone right now?
I don't have.
Any songs on my phone.
Well, or ringtones.
The only ringtone I have is Hang On Sloopy.
Whatever's come with the phone. I don't put ringtones on.
Hang
I'm lucky.
on,
I
Sloopy.
downloaded some
Sloopy,
faces for
hang
my
on.
Apple Watch.
Pum,
That's the only thing I've ever downloaded from the store.
Most embarrassing?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing.
Jerry's got a ton of them. because
That's what I thought Rick would like is.
I don't know.
I can't even think of an
I think they're
embarrassing
all
song.
pretty annoying on Jerry's phone.
It's got Bluey on there.
Embarrassing? Yeah.
Is Bluey embarrassing?
Not really.
What was it? What do you
There was, I don't know whether it's on this phone or not, but I had one that one of my daughters put on there, and it was some kind of a cartoon show that was a little girl's cartoon show other than Bluey. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was on there. See, they used to do that to me. Is somebody pick up my phone, and the first thing you do is go and start changing ringtones. And I never knew what the hell was going to go off.
I had a friend, he had a phone, and when his brother called him, I'm going to say it's a clean way, but it said butthole calling, butthole.
Oh, yeah.
Butthole calling.
There's ones like the stupid is calling.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
There's a great one for wives like that, too.
There was one on
Somebody's wanting to call the bank or something like that.
there was one on the one app where I get ringtones, and it was about an ex-wife calling. I'm telling you, that baby was something else.
Ex-wife calling. Ex-wife calling.
Oh yeah.
Which ex-wife number 2, ex-wife number 3 calling, ex-wife number 4 calling.
Oh. Yeah, well,
Potential ex-wife calling.
Yeah.
he could just use the same one for each one. Then when he answers the phone, okay, which ex-wife's this?
Remember the Chinese detective, son, honorable son number 2, honorable son number 1, ex-wife number 1, ex-wife number 2. Of course, Rick would go pretty high on that too.
It's like the children's services lady goes to the house and says, I want to speak to George. Says, okay.
Is this the Foreman house?
I'd go say, that's what I thought too.
She goes, well, we've got 20 Georges here. Which one do you want? She goes, I want George. George, yada, yada, yada. And the woman from Children's Services, well, if you have all of them are named George, how do you tell them apart? The mom says, well, I call them by their last name. Oh, come on. That was funny. That was funny.
The build-up was funnier than the punchline.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, this will be a good one for Joe since he likes to show his expertise. How many languages can you say hello in?
Hola.
Buenos dias.
Okay.
Is that?
That's good day.
Yeah, that's not
Good morning.
I'm
But
good.
that's how people say hello.
I'm good to get it out in
Guten
English.
Tag. Guten Morgen, Guten Tag.
good morning. Look, listen to him over there.
Yeah.
I took German.
I watch Hogan's Heroes. I learned a lot
No,
of that.
that was not. This was college, Joe. And I don't speak fluent Latin, which is what I took in high school.
Okay, what was Colonel Hogan's musical instrument he played? Yeah, he was a Bob Crane was a drummer. That's right. Yeah, and there was some. He's kind of one of those people to kind of look into a little bit because there was some crazy stuff about him, wasn't there? I
You
mean,
mean off the air?
yeah,
Yes.
off the air. Yeah,
He got into corn, but not
Yeah.
with another.
Porn? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, plus there's other things too about him, like mafia ties.
I
think.
never heard that.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, it is time for us to take another break. When we come back, we'll do birthdays and we'll do the game. Be Jerry against Joe.
Well, that'll be fun.
That'll be
I'm betting right now.
Well, how about Joe and Jerry against
that
you
evil-
two?
I can't play the game. I got the answer.
Oh, well, we'll play him.
That's a real bright guy.
Oh, boy, I'm going to tell you what. You do that, and Rick beats you. You'll never live it down. We might do that.
Well, wait a minute. Rick always wins because he's reading all the other people's giving him the answer.
I've got it right
All
here.
right, going to
Are
break.
animals
Why don't we
using
do
your
that?
house
Why
as their
don't we
new
let
home?
Rick and Joe-
Spring is around the corner, and so is birthing season for wildlife. Give us a call today if you are hearing noises in your attic or under your house. Here at Diamondback Wildlife Extraction, we can take care of your wildlife removal needs and repairs. Nuisance wildlife can be very destructive to your house, such as chewing on or through electrical wiring and much more. Call us today to book an appointment for inspection at 937-302-6372. We strike back.
Indulge in a variety of mouth-watering dishes, from juicy burgers and fresh salads to stacked sandwiches, delicious pizzas, warm soups, crispy fries, and finger-licking wings. Every bite is crafted with care using hand-grinded and breaded ingredients made right here in-house. Whether you're dining solo or with family or hanging out with friends, we have something to satisfy every craving. That's the Rusty Keg in Washington Courthouse, the best fries in town.
Forget the clown princes of basketball, the Harlem Globetrotters. There's a new all-star, family-friendly comedy polo team taking the sporting entertainment world by storm. The Equine Trots.
Bringing their highfalutin, high-kicking, mallet-swinging, horsey hijinks to an equestrian center near you.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett. Made up stories just like these.
As well as real news about what's coming to the Murphy.
Ohio's hometown theater in downtown Wilmington.
On the Murphy Report. News the way it's meant to be delivered.
In less than 30 minutes, or it's free.
The Murphy Report. Find us on the Murphy Theater website and our YouTube channel with a brand new report every Monday morning.
Amanda, yeah, my buddy Sam was recently tossed from his own horsey all the way across the arena, landed in a soft bale of hay right next to another horse that was already asleep.
Oh my, that sounds dangerous. What's his condition?
Stable.
The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us. City Council surprisingly votes 4-3, banning citizens from dressing up their puppies.
mere days before the local kennel club's National Puppy Jamboree.
It's a canine conundrum.
And City Hall has blood on its paws.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Feel-good stories we make up just for you every Monday morning, plus the latest on what's coming to the Murphy Theater in Wilmington, Ohio on The Murphy Report.
Your mistrusted name in made-up news.
The Murphy Report. Find us on the Murphy Theater website and our YouTube channel.
I don't know if you're aware of this, Amanda, but I dress up both of my dogs, Claire and Wally.
Let me guess. Bonnie and Clyde.
Nope.
Abbott and Costello.
Nope.
Mickey and Minnie.
Ah, close. William Gibbs McAdoo and the first of his 3 wives, Sarah Hazelhurst Fleming.
Of course, the Treasury Secretary under Woodrow Wilson.
And his wife. The Murphy Report. Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to
That would
us.
be funny if that's true.
I know it.
We're live.
We're back and it's happy game time. It's happy game time. But we got to do birthdays first. Local birthdays, and we got a poop load of them today, folks. You guys are on. Do us a favor, hit that share button, please. Amy Borsini's birthday today. Joe Hiles' birthday. Tracy Watkins' birthday. Waylon Haywood.
I was going to say Waylon Jennings.
Roxy Rose Limon, John Matos, Amberstone Bowers, Billy Joe Copus, Pam Gibson, Isaac Bogard, Tommy Shoemaker, Jamie Flint, Kirk Michael, one of my classmates, Wesley Flint, and somehow I missed this one yesterday, but it popped up today. But we gotta wish Andrea O'Connor a birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Travis. You know, and it didn't pop up yesterday. Then today it says you missed a birthday yesterday. And it's like, so I wish her a happy birthday today. So sorry about that, Andrea, that it wasn't on the right day. All right, now we have celebrities. Here we go, celebrities. The first one is Hugh Laurie, the actor Hugh Laurie. House.
Yeah,
Guy
House.
played
The guy
House.
played House.
How old is Hugh Laurie today?
Oh, we're guessing.
74.
74. Less.
Less? 69.
Less.
64.
Bracketed.
64 to
66.
69.
60 what?
6.
66 is right. That's right. I'm probably going to say his last name wrong. Peter Dinklage. He is the little person on Game of Thrones, Wicked. He's like, if you see a little person in a movie, that's him. He's kind of rough looking.
So we call them midgets, Charlie.
Well,
That's illegal to say anymore.
I don't think you're
They
supposed to.
bleep that.
I don't think you're supposed to
When
say
you're on like
that.
the game show, some of these shows I watch, if they say it on the air, they go.
It's supposed to be a little person, right?
Right,
That's
right.
why. That's why I
So
said that.
they've changed midgets to little person.
If you say midget, that's considered.
What about dwarf? Can you say dwarf?
I think dwarf's legal because that's
What do you
if they
mean
have
illegal?
dwarfism,
What do you mean illegal?
it's okay to
Is there
say.
a fight
there an
going on
accident
out
out
there,
there?
No,
I
I,
heard noise.
thought I heard somebody hit somebody.
That's why I think there's an accident out there.
Yeah,
Oh,
this woman's getting out of her car.
Oh, probably ran into the back of him. The show's up here, guys.
Sorry.
I'm getting ready to go
sorry.
over. I'm going to go over and see what's over there.
I'll check.
Squirrel.
I'll check for you.
Squirrel.
I'll check for
Squirrel.
you. Go ahead.
Now, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she may have hit like the tree or something, and she pulled into that parking spot.
She might have hit your car.
I think she's
No,
out in
she's
the
on your
street.
side.
I'm way up there.
Peter Dinklage. Dinklage.
Who did we say he was?
He wasn't.
Who?
He wasn't.
He's on
A
Game
little
of Thrones.
person.
He wasn't a little.
Little person.
I don't get. he wasn't in Bad Santa, was he?
He's the most popular
Can you
one.
say
right
Elf?
Now, because years ago there was other, you know,
now. He was an elf.
You can't say elf.
He was an
You
elf.
can't say dwarf.
Oh,
You can't say midget.
43.
He was an elf. No, he's older than that.
56.
Ding, 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 ding.
There you go. Good way to go, Jeff.
All right.
That's a small number.
Here's an old one. Oh, jeez. Here's an oldie but a goodie. Adrienne Barbeau.
Adrienne Barbeau
Female.
is
That's female,
74.
Joe.
Hired 74.
82.
Less than 82. She was in Escape from New York, Maud,
79.
The Fog. 79 is just a little
78.
bit low.
Oh, 80. Darn it. Would you? Yeah. He's going to say a little bit higher.
You want to guess?
No.
Race car driver Jackie Stewart.
Oh, gosh.
Plus, he's an announcer, too.
68.
Just reverse it. You got it.
86.
86.
I got to say, he's older. I knew he was older than that, but I didn't know how much
The
older.
Bengal killer himself, Joe Montana.
Killed him twice. That puts him in the same category with the Minnesota Vikings and the Buffalo Bills.
Joe Montana.
73.
Too high.
Okay.
61.
Too low. Way low.
68.
That's what I was going to say.
What?
69.
69. There you go.
Charlie's
There you
favorite
go.
number.
It's like, really? Why would you guess 68?
I know. That's why he never
That's
does
why he was
that.
looking like, huh?
Diana Taurasi.
I don't know who that is.
She
That lady
Just-
pulled out now.
Yeah, she's gone.
she retired from the WNBA. She was an announcer for the WNBA. Diana, she's like a WNBA Hall of Famer. Diana Taurasi.
49.
Too high.
It's not this side of our card.
40.
Higher than 40. Between 40 and 49.
44.
Diana Taurasi.
He says 44.
It's just a little bit high.
43.
Ooh.
43.
There you
yeah,
Good
yeah.
guess, Rick.
Dr. Oz, Mehmet Oz.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't he in the Trump administration first time around or something? But he's not now?
I thought he was going to be. I think he's in there this
I
time.
don't think he was. I don't think he was the first time, but he was a backer.
He's in there now, I think, doing something.
56.
56.
Gary Martin, is Oz in Wonderland or not?
Not 56. It's higher than 56.
Is it?
58.
Once again, if you do the same thing you did earlier, you'll get the right answer.
85.
No, not 56, but
65.
65. There you go.
I had it right.
Greta Van Susteren.
I don't even know who you said.
She used to be on Fox. She's got her own show now. Greta Van Susteren. News anchor.
No.
62.
Higher than 62.
71.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's the same age as Rick. No, Rick's 72.
71.
Did you figure it out?
71.
Almost as old as you are, Rick.
Who?
Greta Van Susteren.
Oh, she's almost as old as I am.
Yeah.
Almost.
I am 71.
For how long? A week?
Well, I don't know. I may drop dead tomorrow. I won't ever make it to 72.
Hey, man, we can only hope. You trying to get her cheers up here?
Vicky
Now I'm worried
Kendall's
about
been
you
guessing
dropping
right
dead.
along. She got
I'll have to
Dr.
have a new
Oz.
partner on,
She got
on
Diana
Buckeye
Taurasi.
football.
She got Joe Montana. She got Jackie Stewart. She got Adrienne Barbeau.
I got a Diet Mountain Dew.
Oh, they're
I
good.
hate when that happens.
You have to watch the labels on the suckers look almost alike
I know
now.
they do.
In memoriam to people who were born on this day
Mountain D.
that they have since passed away.
You gotta check the top of the cap. The caps are different colors.
Jacques Cousteau and Gene Wilder.
Or what?
Gene was a funny guy.
They were born on this day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
They're
All right.
famous. Joe. They're famous.
So
I didn't know that. Where they were.
Unlike Joe Davis.
the gauntlet has been thrown down, folks. It's going to be the evil emperor.
Now wait a minute. Who threw the gauntlet down?
I threw the gauntlet down. But my money is on you.
Who accepted
My
the challenge?
money is on you. You
I got all
accepted
this-
the
I got all
challenge.
this pressure now. I don't know if I can take it.
Do you win when you bet real money?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I've had 2 bets, just little small bets I've made. It's won $300 each. Right now, I haven't bet much in a
It
while.
doesn't look good for the
Baseball season, I
the table guys.
Uh-oh. He's talking. He's trash talking. already.
That's right.
I went with a friend to the
Now we're getting ready to play a game.
casinos, and he had to decide
matter.
this way or this way, and I would stand behind him going, this time it's this one, this time it's this one, and I was right like 90% of the time, and so I sat down to do it myself.
So what were you playing?
Kept losing.
Roulette?
No, the other one that's called the Game of Kings.
The Game of Kings.
Baccarat.
All right.
Talking about gambling. Well, let me tell you something real quick about gambling. I told you that the gal that stopped by the house here yesterday, and she just stopped and dropped off my birthday and
Right.
Father's Day present.
She
And
brought you your
Is
birthday
this
suit.
one of your trollops?
no,
No,
this
that's one of his son's trollops.
it's one of my son's
Ex trollops.
She texted me about, I don't know, 8, 9 o'clock, and she showed me she had won $2,793.30. She went to the casino, and that's how much she won. She said,
Wow.
"I'm glad I stopped in to see you." She said that must have been lucky.
Dang,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah. All right, I'm done.
All right, so
You can keep putting it off, Jerry, but we're eventually going to play the game. I'm going to whip your ass.
We just been trying. to
did
save
you
you.
hear that?
We've been
Did
trying
you
to
hear
save you the
that?
embarrassment.
Did he
I
say
know.
we though? Who's the we?
Him and his pet.
Him and Kevin Martin and all the guys gonna give you the answers. That's what it is.
All right, so Rick, since
Get
you're
ready. I've got my team out there in Never Neverland.
Okay, Kevin and all the good people out there, do not feed Rick any answers. Let him die on his own.
All right.
I'm gonna give you the choice. Do you want to go first, or do you want to pick your column?
I'm going to go first.
Okay, so you guys get to pick your column.
You're poison, as they
What,
say.
A or B?
I don't care.
If I knew a difference in A or B, it'd be a different thing.
Let's see, I had
Well,
B
A and
yesterday.
B is different.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I
it's
had
not
B
gonna be
yesterday
the
and
same
lost. Let's go with A.
A.
A. All right.
You know, what Fonzie used to say.
A. Oh, jeez. All right, here we go.
That's what he said about
Rick
you.
goes first.
Old.
All
All
right.
right, on with it.
Here, so Rick's got B. On column A, I scored an 85. On column B, I scored a 65.
So I'm going against the tough one that
Yeah.
Charlie.
All right, here we go, Rick. Stinger S.
S?
S.
Stinger S?
Quit looking at the screen.
Stinger S.
I just said it. He couldn't even type it
You know
that
what?
fast.
He's going to stall as much as he can so he gets the answers to come out.
I'm just
I
contemplating.
know that's what he's doing. I know what he does. I ain't stupid. Like Rick.
Oh,
So Rick against Jerry and Joe today.
Stinger.
S.
Quit looking at the screen.
going to have to give him a clock, Charlie.
Look
Okay,
at
give me a
him. Look at him
little
read
time.
the screen.
I'm just looking at your picture on the screen.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
Like a rose
You can read to screen too.
Stinger. I don't
How
know.
come
What
yours
the
stays
hell
up? Mine
Stinger
goes
was?
black. all
5
the time.
seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Here we go. Column A. Lone S.
Lone S. Lone Shark. No.
Good. That's a good answer.
That is a good answer.
I was going to say what's wrong with it.
Huh? Go ahead.
Is it Lone Shark?
Yeah, see?
All right.
I just said.
That was a good answer. I
It
would've-
was, yeah.
Stinger S.
Stinger SC.
Yep. Quit looking at the screen. Look at him
It's
read
not
the
Stinger
screen.
Star. I don't know what star. Stinger SC.
SC.
Scar.
Star. All right, let's go. Here we go.
Scar.
Lone S. T. Lone ST.
Lone Star State.
Lone Star, Lone.
That's 3 words.
Oh,
Lone Star, Lone. Yeah, there's a TV show, Lone Star. Let's go Lone Star.
Lone Star is correct. All right. Star S.
Star S. Star
Did you
Shine.
just say Star S?
Star Shine, Star.
Star Shine, is that what you want to go with?
He's pushing you that way awfully hard.
it's up to you. Go. I haven't thought of anything else yet.
Yeah, Star Shine.
All right.
He likes doing that.
I know.
I do. Stinger SCO.
SCO.
Yeah.
What was ours?
Huh?
What the hell is SCO?
Star.
Yeah, it's the Stinger
Sorry.
Star S.
little whatever. But what the hell's that called?
Trying to help you.
Well, I know, but I mean,
Are you getting it?
Joe,
Are you guys getting my hint?
I don't even know what that one is.
yeah, it's as bad as the word Stinger SCO.
Oh, give him a clock.
Here.
Oh. Okay. Give him a clock. Give him a clock.
You mean like a stinger from a what the hell's
SCO.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ah, he got it. He got it.
Yeah.
Scorpion. Very good.
Yeah, I wrote all the screen in letters.
No, I don't. Did somebody say it?
No,
I don't see it.
no one said it.
Scorpion. I had to give a little hint there. That's hard.
That is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. I got the hard one out of the way. Now it's all downhill.
Scorpion T.
Scorpion T.
Like I told you, this one I got
Are we
65
going into,
on.
Damn.
Where's
Scorpion.
Scorpion tarantula?
No.
Scorpion T. Scorpion
I don't think
T.
he was saying that as a guess.
Scorpion T.
Oh, I know what ours is.
What yours
No,
is?
no.
I don't care what yours is. Smells like somebody's making some toast. Anybody cooking toast? Scorpion T.
Can't smell anything.
Well, he likes to.
Give him a clock. Give him a clock.
He'll
I'll
talk
give
about
him
everything under the sun to
5,
kill time, won't he?
4,
You guys have only got one.
3.
Don't act like you're all those shit.
2, 1.
Scorpion T. Tail.
That's it. Scorpion tail.
go.
That's it.
And it's not up there.
Tail B.
I had it 5 minutes ago.
Tail B.
Joe should get this one.
Rick should get this one.
Yep. Tail B.
It's a sports thing.
I would think so.
Tail B. Sports.
That's as much as I'm helping you.
Tail B. Sports.
Tail B. Yep.
I guess I'll have to wait for my second letter because I don't know what the hell that is.
So you
Tail B.
Right, give him a
want
clock.
the clock?
Yeah, go ahead and give me the clock.
5, 4, 3.
Tailbone.
That's a good guess, but that's
It is
not
a
it.
good guess.
That's not it. All right. Okay, here we go. You guys, you got Lone Star. Now we're on Star ST.
Starstruck. Yeah, Starstruck.
Starstruck is correct.
Why do you two whisper at each other? You act like no one out here, like someone's going to steal it. They're stealing your answer.
Well, they just want to make sure that's
We
not
want to
their
make
answer.
sure if he comes up and goes, "Oh, it's Star Blanc and it's wrong," we sort of talk it over and go, "Hey, that sounds like good," or "No, let's try something else."
Struck
We're a team.
D.
Struck down.
Yeah, I'd say you're right. Struck down.
Struck down is right. Down T.
Downtown.
Downtown.
Downtown sounds the best.
Downtown. Down. Okay.
What did we say?
Downtown.
Downtown.
Downtown is correct. Town S.
Town Square.
Yeah. That's what popped into my mind, so we'll go with that.
All right. Town Square.
Town Square is correct for the win. I would have lost money, it looks like. Square P.
Square P.
Square P.
Oh, P. I thought you said T.
I've helped you on all the others. I can't help you on all.
Yeah, right.
Square P. Square
Peg.
That makes sense.
Square peg. It's my answer.
Go
For the win. Square Peg is correct. There you go. It's a good thing you guys won.
How many you got right there, Rick?
You got,
I think I'm sitting at 1.
yeah, Scorpion TA.
No, we said
You already got that.
You got Tail?
so. I got 2.
That's right. Tail, he got 2, yeah. Tail BA.
How about tailback?
Yeah, running
sounds good.
football.
Tailback is correct. Back T. No, don't, you guys don't guess. Let him get. Cause,
Back T.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, no, just on this one.
Oh, okay.
Because he should get this because
Cowboys.
he was involved in it.
What is it?
Back T.
Back in time.
back.
Back T.
It sounds like bacteria.
Does it have to do with strippers or a Playboy club?
No, it has to do with athletics again.
Oh, track.
Back track. There you go. Track E.
Track E.
Track event. Track.
Mm-hmm.
That's a track event.
Is that it?
Yeah,
Yep.
one more. Event.
Well, you're doing great, Rick.
That was a hard one. That's one I got 60.
Yeah, hell, we got ours and half of his.
I know.
Event P.
Planner.
That's right.
That's
planner.
good. Yeah.
Event
You got one.
Hey,
I got 3.
did you guys watch that show that came back on for the season last night? The 1% group. Did you watch that?
The 1%.
They call it the 1% group. They start out with 100 people, and they ask these questions.
Is this a game?
Yeah,
Okay.
and
What channel's it on?
it's on Fox.
Really?
I'm sure it's on Fox.
I said I gotta watch America's Got Talent, but I could tape that one.
But they start out. They start out with 100 people, and they ask questions, and then they take the ones that like 95% of the people they ask got it right, and then the next question is one that like they keep getting to a smaller
That's like
percentage of people
Yeah.
until they
Sort of
get
like
down to the
1
question.
versus 100. You know.
Yeah.
Only one person out of 100 got it right,
Wow.
and they can win like $100,000. And last night on the first game, this young guy, he was the only one that got it right, and I went out at 30%.
You were doing good then.
I went out at 30%, but after I went out at 30%, I got all the rest of them right, including
The
last
1% one. Ah, gee.
Missed that
But
one.
I went out 30%.
I do have a word of the day. The word of the day is liminal, meaning the in between.
Liminal?
Liminal.
That's a
L-I-M.
word I've never heard before.
Yeah,
Liminal.
L-I. Well, that's why we
remember
do these. Liminal. It's the in between.
I have liminal scent in my spray. So.
Or a time at a point of change. Liminal.
This is my partner.
And you got still one.
Did you guys actually, is this your 5th marriage?
Oh, no. No,
But we did well, Joe.
We did.
We did well.
You did well. You did well.
I remember somebody saying they were going to kick our what?
That Tom guy earlier,
Tom.
Tom Holland, that's Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
This guy plays Spider-Man.
I never knew who played Spider-Man.
I guess I didn't recognize him out of costume. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't.
Danielle says, can you use it in a sentence?
Yes, liminal, yes, yeah.
Well, I think there's been 3 Spider-Mans.
I'm going
The
to
Sabina Council and Mayor are in a liminal sense of a liminal state right now because we've had so much change. It's a point of change.
Is change good?
Change can be good, it can be bad, but I think there's only one person right now that's on the Sabina Council that was elected. And, well, 2 counting, I think Danielle was Danielle elected? I don't know. So there's at least.
Well, she was elected as
a
a
council.
council person.
That's what,
right?
well, I can't remember if she.
And became president
yeah.
of council and then took over as mayor.
Right.
When the mayor vacated.
I can't remember if she was elected to council or appointed, but I think she was elected. So, yeah, it's crazy right now. We got to get things everything back in, calm down, you know.
So that it's more like the new Vienna council.
Well, it just needs to be, everybody just, everybody's got to just keep in mind, it's what's best for the village. It's not what's best for Charlie. It's not what's best for
She was
Jerry.
appointed.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I think there's only one person that within the mayor and council. Well, I take that back. One guy was he was appointed too.
There was an appointed came up on the screen.
Yeah, Mike Bozier, I think was appointed also. Then he quit, but then he was appointed again, I think.
Can you go back to a seat? I didn't think you could go back to a seat once you
Jerry
resigned.
has everything in line to New Vienna.
I'm trying to get Jerry to run for mayor.
No, Judy's going to run for mayor.
Jerry should run for mayor. Kiplinger for
Jerry should
mayor.
run away as fast
Yeah, that's
as he
it.
can.
You got that right.
You should run for Oz. You'd be the leader of Oz.
Nah.
We never did hear. I guess Kevin Martin must be selling something. Right
Yeah,
now.
probably. No, Jerry. I know what Jerry's running for.
We,
The Prince of the Aging Up Center.
yeah, sure.
What are you up to now? You got like 6 or 7 women out there that are following you?
I can think of 3.
3? He's up to 3?
Yeah, I can think of 3.
Right.
Look at him.
He's got a, what do they call those, herds or
Harems?
Huh?
Harems. There you go.
Don't help him, Joe.
It could be harem, yeah.
Well, listen, it is time for us to go to break, and so we'll be back, and we'll play around the last half hour. Hey, if anybody wants to come on and be a guest, we've got openings, a lot of openings next week and the week after. This week, I've had some people called, and I thought I had somebody this morning, but it fell through at the last minute.
So we had to take Joe.
Had to take
We
me.
appreciate Joe coming in. And then, well, tomorrow will be the Fayette County Connection, which God knows what will happen there. And then Friday,
JJ coming
Bill,
in?
Who's the fake calculator?
I don't know if she's going to come in or not. JJ broke her ankle.
Oh,
Friday, we'll have Deanne Learman back in, though, because she's going to talk about her trip that she just went out. So that'll be fun. So we do have we have guests the next couple days. All right, we'll be back in just un momento.
Labor analysts have done the math. If God used union workers to create the world, just how long would it take?
6 days and a day of rest? Hardly. Experts say we might still be under construction, but at least we'd be on more solid ground.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Made-up stories just like these are what we're about on The Murphy Report, with a new report every Monday morning on the Murphy Theater website and our YouTube channel.
Plus all the real news about what's coming to the Murphy Theater.
Ohio's hometown theater in the heart of downtown Wilmington.
Hosted by veteran anchors Vanessa Del Rey and Breck Stone. It's news you might lose. But if you do, we'll find it, we'll pick it up, we'll roll it up, and we'll stick it back in your front screen door.
That sounds more like a newspaper, Steve.
This isn't a newspaper?
The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us.
Are animals using your house as their new home? Spring is around the corner, and so is birthing season for wildlife. Give us a call today if you are hearing noises in your attic or under your house. Here at Diamondback Wildlife Extraction, we can take care of your wildlife removal needs and repairs. Nuisance wildlife can be very destructive to your house, such as chewing on or through electrical wiring and much more. Call us today to book an appointment for inspection at 937-302-6372. We strike back.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the game is actually over before you storm the court. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
When they said anybody can come, Lee's Creek graduates, New Vienna graduates, but they all have their own thing. Alumni dinner
Yeah.
or whatever.
All right, new game show coming, folks. Stay tuned. Out on the horizon here, we'll see.
Fiber people are in this afternoon to tell us whether we're going to have fiber or we're going to be without brand.
Fiber
Is that the
maybe be
game?
coming, or
Will we have or will we
The
not
fiber
have?
is in, and it is operating.
But it's not
50
operating
50
very
feet
good.
from here.
Well, run a cord over it.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. You just don't run a cord along the
That would be nice, wouldn't it? That would be nice. That would be nice. All right, so Joe, say it ain't so, Joe, but are you going to be refereeing more basketball in the future and volleyball?
Volleyball, yes. Basketball, little kids.
Yeah, basketball
No.
has to move too fast.
I was asked last year to referee a reserve game and turned them down. But I did referee.
You still have your license?
I still
He
referee.
knows his limitations.
I refereed some junior high games, and I did a championship game for Southern Buckeye boys junior high, and I did some other junior high games, but not very many. And that's only because I turned them down 5 times and they kept asking me, so I finally said yes. But
Well, I tell you what, Miami Trace, they
Right.
got some old farts over there that referee still. My gosh, you're in better shape than you now.
They
Well,
do have some old ones over there.
you got to.
They do. I mean,
The one from Miami Trace that's in his 80s. The game they asked me to be a reserve official, he would have been my partner.
Oh gosh.
And once I found that out, I was like, heck no. You know, neither one of us will be able to get down the floor in
that's what I
5
was
minutes.
going to say. Each of you just be underneath each basket.
That's about
You
it.
got that end of the floor. I got this end of the floor.
I said, because he did several games that we did last year over at Miami Trace. He does a lot of the
I'm
reserve
sure
games.
he'll be there this year.
Now, I about got in trouble the first day there too, because somebody was giving him lip in the stands, and he looked at me like I'd said it. I said, it wasn't me. It was back
And
there.
now it's funny because he refereed me when I played basketball.
Oh, my
Then later I
gosh.
became a referee with him.
Lord.
I mean, this dude, he's
Who's your neighbor?
Roger Barber.
Roger. Somebody asked me the other day at the thing if I ever refereed with Roger. I said no, but Roger refereed me.
Joe was always awesome.
Thank you,
Here,
Jeff.
Patterson, yeah.
And Who Day, baby.
That's right. Jeff Patterson is like the Bengals star of Sabina. He's always on camera. He's got front row tickets down near the end zone. You know, at times when the guys jump up in the stands.
I don't know
they're
how
right
many
there.
times I've watched the game, and
There he
you
is.
see him at the game all the time on camera. Because
Well,
he's at the end zone a little bit where they jump up and
Yeah. Well, and his daughter Lindsay works down there
yeah.
at it's not WLW now, but it's
I always tell
One of
Lindsay
the
There's
that
some stuff for ESPN too.
yeah, one of the other
I always
stations.
tell Lindsay she used me as practice when I was refereeing basketball at East Clinton, and then she'd be there, and ask me questions afterwards. So it'd be like, okay, you're using me as practice, so when you finally got on there, you was ready for it.
She
Right,
said,
yeah.
yeah.
The voice.
The voice.
Figure she could handle Davis, she could handle anybody
That's it.
else. The Bengals going to sign their big lineman or not? Hendrickson?
I think so.
Boy, he's doing a lot of trash talking about the
I tell you what, the
front office of
the Bengal front
Well, so
office
is the new guy.
the Bengal front office is killing themselves on public opinion. If you took a
They
vote
always
from,
have.
if you take a vote on the fans, they're all 99.9% are behind Hendrickson, if not 100%.
Well,
So what, they just don't want to pay him any money?
no, they offered him $28 million.
He's making 15. They offered him 28,
What's
but
the going rate for someone?
around 40. Two guys are making $40 million.
35 would probably do it.
And I think 34 or 35 is what I was told, that if they offer him 34, 30, and they just released Jermaine Pratt, who was going to get about 5,500 this year.
They're probably going to free up some of that cap money once Burrow goes to the Cowboys.
Jermaine Pratt asked back in February to be released because he saw the writing on the wall that he was not going to start, but they never released him. So this week they release him finally, and he was going to make $55 million. So if they take
Was
that,
he going to make that much? Wow.
or 5.5 million, excuse me.
Okay.
So if they take the 5 point, well, if the 28 they offered him, and if they add, 5.5, that's going to come up to,
Is this East Clinton math we got
30,
going on
yeah.
here?
huh?
Is this East Clinton math? that's
Yeah.
going on?
But now here's the management side of that. I've already got you under contract for 18 million or whatever next
That's
year.
Mike Brown's
And,
sort of
and I've
philosophy.
offered you 28 million. I mean,
But he wants, and then
But it's
because
not
of
Mike
his age,
Brown, it's Katie that's doing all the negotiating,
right?
isn't she?
But Mike still controls the purse strings, I think. The thing about it is, he knows he's 30 years old and may only have two.
this is his last big contract.
So he wants a contract that's going to pay him 3 years or 4 years, and they're saying we'll give you 28 million for 1 year or 2 years, and he wants a long-term contract that'll last him until he retires.
So will someone else get
Sort
it?
of like Joey Votto, you know.
question.
Other people are willing. The Washington Commanders are in line. They want him.
Oh, a lot of teams have
Yeah.
offered money. A couple teams on the West Coast.
So, but I see both sides of it. I think the 28 million was fair. I mean, he should have come back.
Well, here's the thing: if they'd offered him 25 million at the end of last season when he asked for a new contract, he'd have signed in a heartbeat. But the one for Cleveland and another one,
Miles Garrett and
Miles
the guy
Garrett.
for the Raiders also.
Right. I think Cleveland gave Miles Garrett like $40 million.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Max
wait a minute.
Crosby,
I got
yeah.
more sacks than he did. I had
Right.
more tackles than he did. And they're paying him 40, and I'm only asking for 35 million. And
They're the Cleveland Clowns. That's the problem.
So
They
that's.
got to pack people into that new stadium that they're building.
On our dime.
But I will go this for Hendrick. With two guys making more money, he could have said, "Hey, I want paid as much as they're making because I was the number one last year," but he's not. He's asking for less, knowing his age. But so that they just need to come to that agreement. And
Do you think they will?
I think when it comes down to the bottom line,
I think he'll eventually sign.
I mean, Joe Burrow is out there saying, he need every.
J.D. Vance even chimed
J.D.
in
Vance came in last week saying that they should pay the man.
Yeah.
And I think it'll come down to it before the season starts. But he's not going to their practices, but I'm sure he's working out on the side. But
Right.
it's not the same as going to the practice.
talking about age. How much you think Aaron Rodgers will play next year?
How much will he play?
Yeah.
Oh,
Till he gets hurt.
Till he gets hurt. Yeah. I tell you
Probably
what.
first game.
I'm gonna get and say this.
I was surprised that he went to Pittsburgh.
I would start Will Howard first. The Ohio State quarterback
Well,
they got.
Yeah.
He said
He's going to do well for him,
I think so
Yeah.
too. But
the quarterback.
Did you hear the rumor? Who might be transferring from Texas to Ohio
I don't believe that. Arch Manning. Do you believe that?
I've heard that before, but I don't believe it.
I don't believe that. Either.
And they're, of course, Texas is already saying, yeah, he's going to whip your butts when in that first game there. We're getting, and I'm thinking, wouldn't it be funny if he was in a Buckeyes uniform the first game?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. You know how they always said locker room material to get the team revved up? This team said something bad about you. Ohio State's going to use they wouldn't let us make this a primetime game. Texas wouldn't let us make this, and it's going to get the players revved up and kick their ass.
It is strange. You would think that any team would want to be
In the
a
prime
primetime game.
Especially if you're wanting to say we're number one, so you want to be out there. Texas wants to get out there. And if they can win that
So why did they not want to do it?
Because it's an away game, and they're afraid if they lose that first away game on prime time,
it's going to drop them way down in the. But
You gotta give each school though props because but they're not
schedule a game like that.
They're not
first
playing
game,
some candy butt the
Right.
first time.
No, and that's kudos for the SEC and for the Big Ten,
Right.
Because the leagues were not afraid to have that game.
and a couple of guys that get on TV and project who wins, who's going to lose, and who should be in the big game at the end are saying no SEC team and no Big Ten team should ever play each other. It's basically if you're the 8th team in the Big Ten and the 8th team in the SEC, yes.
Doesn't matter.
But if you're the top 3 or 4,
So
you should not play each
Who
other.
is retiring that first Texas-Ohio State game right out of the chute? Do we know?
Who's
player?
retiring?
There's up there. I didn't say it was a player. There's someone that's retiring after that first game
You're talking about the Texas coach?
between Ohio State and Texas. Well, he might get fired, but that's not it. He's a guy that likes to wear Buckeye headgear.
Oh, the Buckeye.
Oh, yes.
Buckeye guy.
Of course.
No. Corso.
Yeah.
Lee Corso. Before the game starts, that's his last game.
He's retired, really, but he's coming back
For one game.
for that one game, which will be in Ohio State.
Yeah.
And he's going to probably don the Buckeye one more time before he says sayonara. and actually, part of the reason is that was the first Buckeye or any kind of headdress that was put on when this whole thing started.
Right.
Huh.
And I think it's kind of interesting because I called it last year. I think it was interesting because when they reformatted the playoffs and who was the team that won the national championship, Ohio State, then they reformatted again, and I said, well, they're going to win it again.
And they reformatted this year to 16 teams, and that's what they're already saying, that every time they do the new format, Ohio State's won.
Right.
So, will they win again?
Well, they're not reformatted again this year, are
Yeah,
they?
it went from 12 teams to 16.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't realize that.
Which I don't know if they went the wrong direction. I don't. It just seems like, of course, I guess if they look at it from a financial standpoint,
And they're saying-
obviously they ought to have 32 teams.
They're going to make 16 teams, and half of them are guaranteed to come from the SEC and the Big Ten, 4 from each one.
Really?
And then 2 from the ACC and the Big 12. And then
One from Division 3.
1 from the
Yeah.
and they say, and here's how they say the other one, and 1 Notre Dame or other team that's not in the league, independent team.
Yeah.
But it's always Notre Dame, and it's like Notre Dame. I'm the one that believes that Notre Dame ought to be in a league.
Yeah, I think so
If you're
too.
taking the SEC league versus the ACC and versus the SEC and the Big Ten, and then this whole league versus Notre Dame, it's like,
Well, I mean, the big problem is Notre Dame has the contract. So as long as they got money, whether they play in a league or not, they're going to stay independent. It's in their best interest.
Yep.
That's just the way it is.
It's time for a break. We'll be back in just a moment.
Memento. Let's hear from the great voice
Indulge in a variety of
Yeah.
mouth-watering
Yeah.
dishes, from juicy burgers and fresh salads to stacked sandwiches, delicious pizzas, warm soups, crispy fries, and finger-licking wings. Every bite is crafted with care using hand-grinded and breaded ingredients made right here in-house. Whether you're dining solo or with family or hanging out with friends, we have something to satisfy every craving. That's the Rusty Keg in Washington Courthouse, the best fries in town.
Roller Haven is located at 1640 U.S. Highway 22 Northwest, Washington Courthouse, Ohio. The perfect place for a day out with the family, birthday parties, and even an organization event or fundraiser. Check out our website, rollerhavenwch.com, or give us a call at 740-335-6481, and we can help plan your event. We look forward to seeing you there.
The only man in the world who can list all the vice president's wives in order of height, from shortest to tallest.
Reunites with the only other man in the world who cares.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Made up stories to brighten your day.
And maybe, just maybe, keep you safe. But don't count on it.
And all the latest news about the Murphy, Ohio's hometown theater. It's what you've come to expect.
And it's what we've come to deliver.
With the Murphy Report. Every Monday on the Murphy Theater website and our own YouTube channel.
Amanda, I understand you have a special skill of reciting the entire alphabet backwards.
Yeah, that's true.
That must be quite a belch.
The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us. Local religious leaders pondering taking Sundays off.
Holy Toledo, Batman, are religious holidays next on the chopping block?
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Investigative reporting. It's what we do, sometimes on the Murphy Report.
Nothing is off limits in our newsroom, except baby turtles.
The Murphy Report. A new report every Monday on the Murphy Theater website and our own YouTube channel.
Amanda, did you know that I once felt I had a calling and gave serious consideration to joining the priesthood?
Oh, I can see that. You seem sincere, spiritual sort of person, not wrapped up in the petty trappings of society, littered with ego and vanity. What made you decide not to do it?
I don't look good in black.
Amen to that. The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news. Nursery rhyme historians uncover the truth about Jack and Jill.
there was no hill to climb, and new clues cast doubt on there ever being a pail. What could be next? The tortoise and the hare living together?
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett. The nursery rhymes may be made up, but the only thing made up here is the news.
That's right, Steve. On the Murphy Report. With a new report every week beginning Monday morning on the Murphy Theater website and our YouTube channel.
Hard-hitting, cutting edge, and a third less fulfilling.
With veteran news anchors Vanessa Del Rey and Breck Stone.
A combined 415 years in the news business.
It's made up news you can count on to get you through your day.
And put you to sleep at night, just like me with my warm milk and cookies, and a plethora of heart-related
Maybe
medications.
do 8 to 11. And then,
An hour and a
I
half
got you.
each
Well, no. Have an hour,
in
one.
between.
Now, let me finish.
I'm sorry.
Hour, one show, then overlap an hour, then an hour the other show.
You mean 3 hours?
Well,
He
but
said, what if you went to
it'd
an hour
only
and
be
a half?
2 hours for
8
each
to
one.
11 instead of 8
We're
to
talking
10.
about possibly, doing the wake up. And you guys give us some ideas. We're thinking about doing wake up Washington Courthouse eventually. And if we wake up Washington Courthouse, wake up Wilmington, should we do them at the same time? Should we overlap them? Should we do maybe an hour wake up Wilmington, an hour together, which is possible, then an hour wake up Washington Courthouse? Or should we just, we're just trying to figure out what would be the best thing to do.
Well, the first thing is it's not going to matter if we don't have the fiber connection that we need for both. That will make them individual shows.
Yeah.
You can't do it any
If
other
you don't
way.
have fiber,
Yeah,
we're
you don't
it's
have
individual
fiber,
shows.
Each show's got to be independent.
Right.
And Rick, when I mentioned it to Rick the other day over there, he goes, Joe, the WW, Wake Up Washington. I go, how about Welcome Washington? That's a W.
Yeah, we're not changing that. You work a year.
We know what?
You work a year to brand. You don't turn around and call it Good Morning America.
You need to we need to figure out like who Washington Courthouse's favorite son is. I'm not sure. Because you got Charlie's for over here, the guy.
Oh, you're talking about what we're going to use as far as as we put the new logo together.
Yeah.
Favorite son, I was going to say the guy that became the red leg and then went out to L.A.
Oh, that's true, Jeff Shaw.
Jeff Shaw.
Yeah, I don't think you do that. That's like NIL. We're going to have to pay him big bucks.
Yeah.
Here, hang on just a second.
You'd be surprised what he would do.
Hang on a second. Who is Washington Courthouse, Ohio's favorite son?
Washington Courthouse, Ohio's most influential politicians in the early 20th century, and often referred to as a president maker, was Harry Daugherty, 1860 to 1941. He played instrumental roles.
I don't think he'll do the
Warren G.
show.
Harding's administration, and had a long career in state and national
Charlie's dead too, and he's on the logo. We're talking about the logo. Charlie.
Oh, Charlie. Okay.
So-
I see I didn't know that's what you were talking about.
I know.
I
Harry
thought you were
Daugherty.
talking about having somebody on the show that's very famous from there.
You know why you thought that?
Why?
Because you want to talk before you listen to the whole
Well, the difference.
Bill, come on, Bill.
If you look at,
All right.
if you look at the first of all, because we are in Charlie's,
Harry
and
Daugherty.
because Charlie Murphy is the theater, and we're in the theater. It stands to reason that's how the logo develops, right?
Right.
Now you're talking Washington Courthouse. It doesn't have to be a person. It can be something else. But you got to figure what's most synonymous
Okay,
with
that's it.
Washington Courthouse.
You know what I would then put? I would put their courthouse.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
because
Washington Courthouse and put the courthouse.
Right. Well,
And-
and it's pretty neat. It's pretty
Or a
iconic.
lion for the blue
It's
lion.
an unusual courthouse. The only thing I don't like about it is the steps are so doggone tall. It's
But-
like, are giants walking up their steps?
Well, going by name, Washington Courthouse and the courthouse go together.
Yeah.
Or
But
if
is
you're going to put a
courthouse
logo,
from the courthouse.
but a logo on the thing would be a blue lion.
No, you don't want to do
No,
that because you got Trace.
You got Trace. Trace is still courthouse.
Well, yes and no. If you say when I say Trace, when I say courthouse, when I'm at Trace, I get in trouble. So.
But no, you have a point. It's like Wilmington, always said they were known for the Banana Split Festival.
Right.
Is Washington
Yeah,
Courthouse?
that's where we would have been if we would have had a big banana split on our.
Is Washington Courthouse known for anything like that?
Right. So, and we do have Washington Courthouse people watching the show. We need some
Well,
people to throw
have-
some suggestions.
Harness racing?
Have the people from Washington Courthouse that are watching start listening to
And we
to
need
you
to
and
talk
saying,
more about this
here's
in the coming months because
Right.
obviously there's a couple things. First of all, we're going to have some answers today when the fiber company comes in and we find out whether we're going to effectively get fiber where we need to have it. I mean, we keep talking about it as though there's no fiber in the building now. There is. There has been. It's just that it's not usable because it doesn't project very far. And so we can't get it, to any of the places where we need it. If we can get fiber into our studio upstairs, I'll make sure it gets to Charlie's. That's a no-brainer. But if we can get the fiber, that's the first question. The second one is whether we consummate a deal with Vinyl Coffee, which is the new coffee. Well, they're not new. It's a great coffee shop. Joe and I were there, and they were packed on a Friday afternoon.
oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, they were doing great business. And now they're actually roasting their own coffee as of yesterday, I think.
Right.
And they're doing that. They're not actually doing it in their new building. We thought that they were doing it in their new building,
It's
but
another building.
he says it's another building downtown that they're actually.
Well, that's why we couldn't see
But
the
what
yelp.
are they doing upstairs? That's the question, because there's stairs going upstairs.
Right.
So I wonder if there's going to be a second floor.
I wonder if that's going to be like a banquet room up there or
I
something.
don't know, but interesting.
Well,
It's going to be an interesting.
His theme is music, and so maybe there will be some sort of music and dancing hall upstairs or
possible.
something.
Yeah.
Since you're sponsoring it there, maybe like I said, where Charlie's at on the logo, you just put a vinyl album.
Well, that's that. There could be something that's music related that we would incorporate in that. you know, that would, but the problem once again would be if you change locations, you've got this logo, you know, a logo you're hoping, whatever you finalize, we know nothing's going to change with Charlie, right? If we're not here at Charlie's, that doesn't stop us from having a Charlie on the logo anyway.
Right. Well, and it's like he says, we're here at Charlie's and you got Charlie on the logo. So if you're at Vinyl, doing the Vinyl Coffee, you could either have
the RCA dog listening to the old.
Well, you could have an album, or not an album, but a LP and.
The Apple.
I think the courthouse is a good idea.
Well, listen to this. Washington Courthouse riot of 1894. The courthouse was the first scene of a significant riot in 94 when a mob attempted to lynch a convicted man. Ohio National Guard troops were sent in, and in the ensuing confrontation, 5 people were killed. The bullet holes from this event are still visible in the southeast doors of the courthouse.
I did not know that.
I don't know. The lady from California said there was no riot, there was no bullet holes.
1894.
Yeah, that's right.
I heard somebody say something about bullet holes in the courthouse door the other day, and I didn't know what they were talking about.
Yeah, well.
So there you go.
So we're going to have to do some deep dive investigating about courthouse and and we might ask some people that actually.
That's what I'm saying.
That live in courthouse.
People that live in courthouse that are watching this, or Fayette County.
We know that if Vinyl Coffee will be the location, it's probably not going to be there. We're not going to be doing that until August or September. And that would be the whole point. The point is.
So you won't go into the place they're at now?
No, it's too. I think it's too.
It's too small anyway.
Well, I mean, it's not small. It's a pretty good. It's as big as this room
right
here.
It's from the street to this wall is about the depth, exactly. But it's not as wide, I don't think, as this. But maybe close. It might be close.
I think the spaces are similar, but the point is they're busy.
Yeah.
And so but the other location.
That would be fun, because then if we didn't have a guest, hey, come here a minute.
Yeah. I know. No, you're absolutely right.
I think that what's what we talked about. Yeah.
The new location is big enough that we could be, there, and you're right. You could just bring someone over, from the audience.
And you could do like, hey, we're getting ready to have the game, and have a couple people come over and play your game with a couple.
If this actually transpires, it's going to give us so many more dynamic, things going on that, and it would be like as if we were at Kava House here in Wilmington. But once again, they are so busy in their location, right. They just don't have the. And if you were back further, they do have some extra space. But the problem is, if you were back there, no one would know you were back there. Right. So,
and if you want to come in and watch the show live here,
hey, we got chairs.
Yeah,
we got 15, 20 chairs over here. So. Yeah.
But it'd be cool if there were people coming in here, and there was like 10 to 12 people over there. This morning we were playing the game. It could have been me and Jerry against the group over here.
I think that Vinyl Coffee, if this transpires...
You're getting coffee now, Joe.
Yeah. If this transpires,
well, we're
going to get... Well, I would have some help this time.
Yeah, Rick wouldn't be the lone wolf.
Well, it's...
We'd still kick your ass.
It is.
Where does the time go?
Hello, Sean. How you doing this morning?
Sean Poole?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I don't have my...
I know, Louis Poole.
All right. Let me turn that down. Okay, my final thought today is from Aristotle.
Oh.
Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting 2 bodies. Drip, drip.
That's kind of corny.
Drip, yeah. Drip, drip.
That's a little corny.
Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting 2 bodies.
And what was our word of the day, Charlie?
The word of the day was liminal, which means like the in-between, or a point in time of change. Yeah. Like I said, Sabina Council and Mayor is going through a liminal period right now because there's been so much turnover in the ranks.
All right, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah, let's see.
County Connection.
Yeah, Fayette County Connection.
Who's the Fayette County Connection?
Uncle Punky, Mark Michael, and Travis
Finstermacher.
And then...
That's why I was thinking that was what you were talking about, but I wanted to make sure.
Then Friday, we got Deanna Learman coming in with Bill, talking about her trip.
I'm not gonna be
Next week, I've got, it says Chris is supposed to be in, Chris and
Tay on Monday.
And I've
hope.
got Clinton down for Tuesday, but I don't think he's gonna make it Tuesday. So I gotta see when he wants to come in.
I'm gonna try to talk. I got family coming in from South Carolina, and I'm gonna try to talk them into coming in just so they can see the setup. You know.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. This weekend, stuff going on. Kiss Tribute Friday night. Blues Brothers movie here Friday night. Joel Holmes and his car show out at Maple Grove Campground is Saturday. And then Sunday is the big Father's Day show at Fayetteville High School. Fayetteville Schools. It's big. Thanks for coming in, guys. See y'all tomorrow.
See ya. I'll be waiting on my